Good morning. Welcome to Books at the Bottom of the Stairs. My name's Lorene and this is my husband Steve and the cat O.W.L.s. We are talking about the O.W.L.s Readathon that we've been participating in this month, and we've been pretty much rolling along, I would say. You're probably almost done?
I have one to go.
Okay, so one of the things I thought I would check in, because we sort of started this off with gangbusters, not paying attention to everything, but you have to have these personality traits, and I think we briefly examined them, but not very carefully.
Okay.
So the personality traits that you're supposed to have for being a wand maker is an attention to detail. Yes. You're reliable. Yes. And quality over quantity. Yes, that is agonizingly true. And then I am supposed to have intuition. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good on intuition.
Doesn't say you have to have good intuition.
No, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Okay.
A green thumb.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come from seeds, yes.
Yes.
Definitely not a seed successful gardener. Gentleness.
Are you sure you should be this, whatever it is?
I can be gentle. When it's necessary, I can be gentle.
Okay.
And the rest of the time I'm like, oh no, don't ask me to be gentle. And patience. I think,
okay, maybe.
When we first met, I would say no way in hell was I patient, but I think that in the last 10 years, yeah.
All right. I'll give you that.
You'll give me that. Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I want to be a herbologist. Steve wants to be a wand maker, and I didn't tell you this at the time because I didn't know. If you want to expand your horizons, there are these, what would you call them, sidelines that you can read for. So things like being an animagus or a dragon tamer or operating trains and stuff.
Right.
But that would mean having to read for more owls. And at the time, I thought
I might have hit my limit at 5.
Yeah, I thought so.
Right.
I'm going to make a stab at being an animagus, and that means I need three more owls. And so arithmancy, I need something... Arithromancy, attention to detail. I need something outside my favorite genre, and I'm going to go with the read aloud that we're doing, the Voyage of Simba.
The Saga of Simba. Yes, this Saga of Simba started as by Richard Maury, and it started as just something we were reading on the side. I picked it up at Lunenburg Bound because I've been looking for it for a while, and it's been reprinted by a press in San Diego. It was partly to help acclimate Lorene to the idea of a voyage on a ship. And so far, we're about 60 pages in. 2 of the initial 3 people who were going to sail this boat to the South Pacific have drowned. The boat has spent 90 plus hours running under bare poles, upside down with a fire in the cabin roof. And as the narrator...
Bare poles means no sails because it's too stormy.
The narrator at one point says, as one old philosopher said, ships is only dreams before and after you've sailed them. So that is outside your genre.
It sure is. I'm a landlubber, absolutely. The other one is potions. I have to read something under 150 pages, so I'm going to go with Tintin. It's been a while since I've read Tintin, and there's others that I probably would prefer, but the 7 Crystal Balls looks a little bit like the 7 Crazy Balls, so I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the third one I have to choose something with transfiguration with shape-shifting, and so far I haven't found anything in the house, so I have to go online.
You could read one of mine.
With shape-shifting?
Yes, possibly.
Okay.
We'll
make up my...
Yeah.
So, just to review, you've already read Charm.
I've read Melmoth, which is outside of my genre. It's a Gothic novel, which I talked about last time. And I've read the book with the white cover, The Stolen Bicycle by Wu Ming Yi.
So that's for your charms.
And I've read a book with a heart on the cover, Edgar Lee Masters' Spoon River Anthology.
That's for your ancient runes.
And I've read Phoenix at Coventry by Basil Spence, which is the book with a mythical creature with a beak on the cover. And this book is, I described last time, as a book I had bought a long time ago and haven't read. It's the story of the rebuilding of Coventry Cathedral, which was bombed during the Second World War. It was quite a controversial rebuilding because the building was rebuilt in a very modern expression, although it retained the ruins of the existing church. And it's interesting also that unusually for a book about modern architecture, the Anglican faith of the architect is actually very present throughout the book. So it's not something where the architect is a secular person serving the clerical world. He is definitely a man of faith, a man of belief, and someone who moves very comfortably in the echelons of the church, and whose design work really does refer back to issues of faith and the meaning of the different aspects of the liturgy. So I thought that was pretty interesting, because most of the time architecture is written in very secular, at least about modern architecture, things are very secular, very science-based, very reason-based. And while there is that in terms of the working out of the architecture, it all stems from basic questions of how to express faith through building. The most interesting thing, though, was a very odd thing. When they were working out the acoustics of the building, there was a lot of concern about the proper sound. And they went to a lot of medieval English cathedrals to listen to the sound, and were thinking about how to replicate that. And one of the acoustic experts that they consulted with explained that the challenge for a modern building is that it doesn't have all the moldings and carvings and all the different surfaces that are in a medieval building, because stone is a very, so a modern stone building, which is all very smooth, rectilinear, no surfaces, horizontal surfaces, means that the stone, which is a very poor acoustic material, doesn't have the mitigating effect of centuries of dust to create proper acoustics. So in other words, medieval cathedrals, they sound the way they sound because of the combination of glass, stone, and centuries of dust.
Aha.
So that's, and then my last one, I was going to go so I could win with the little book of imperceptibly amusing puns, but I felt like that was maybe cheating, so I'm now about a quarter of the way into Italo Calvino's If on a Winter Night, a Traveler. And I've got to the section titled now, Without Fear of Wind or Vertigo.
Wow. You're probably going to get A's in all your O-levels, right? Just
at least.
Yeah, at least.
At least.
You think you aim
I might
for
say,
A+?
well, that's why I didn't want to do the imperceptibly amusing puns. That would be settling for an A minus.
He likes being a weenie. The book I still have to do is South of North, Images of Canada. The poetry is by Richard Outram, and the drawings are by Thoreau MacDonald. And I did pick this up primarily for the drawings back when I was looking for the illustrations of Thoreau MacDonald. Richard Outram is quite a good poet. I really enjoy what he's doing. He has quite a bit of succinct poetry, and you do know what you're reading. I like that.
That's right.
I hate when I think, what the hell am I talking about? Well, what are they talking about? So, who has seen and not admired perch threading green streamers, sunfish fanning gravel shallows, trout rising into evening, carp glinting pewter greaves, dying salmon leaping rapids, bass basking, next to lilies, shiners flashing, veered fire, and the breeding rainbow darter. That's in praise of fishes. So I think I'll be done, which is one of the reasons I feel I can go for my animagus levels.
And that was your beak book.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, I thought I called you out last time for it not being a mythical creature or legend. What was it?
Well, you said that geese didn't have beaks.
Well, it turns out they do. At least ornithologists now say that beaks and bills are more or less the same thing.
Yes.
But I was thinking a Canada goose isn't mythical, but then in Nova Scotia, or at least where we spend our time on the Atlantic shore of Nova Scotia, we've only seen Canada geese in the wild once. So they're,
that's right, yeah.
If they're not mythical, they're at least legendary or rare.
Yes, they are. But they do like warmish, shallow water. So didn't we see them in Liverpool?
They came into our marsh near our
yes.
camp last fall
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So how are you feeling about these O-levels and this readathon?
I'm just going along with it.
Yeah.
I'd be reading anyway, so. It
Oh,
made me
right.
read. It got me to read 3 things that I might not otherwise have read,
Right.
or at least not now. So that's
Yeah.
positive.
Okay. All right. But you're just not gung-ho. Do you think you'll go for the newts in
I,
August?
I'm not sure, but like the stunt reading is of interest.
A stunt read. Well, next time I'll have to put you into a
Do
stunt.
we need a disclaimer saying don't try this at home? Train professional stunt readers. I don't know.
So we're managing fairly well here because he has a sense of humor and I appreciate it. So that works out well. And I guess that's it for us. We'll check in next week with our final thoughts on the readathon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.